Hello, my friends. Thanks for being here. I'm Rachel Archelaus, founder of the Intuitive Art Academy. And today I want to talk about 11 things that I do to increase my abundance. So you can take any number of these tips and put them into your own life and increase your receiving of abundance. So let's get started. So number one is that you can ask yourself, how do I want to feel today when you wake up? So before you've gotten out of bed, just before you open your eyes, you're waking up, maybe you have to paw at your alarm to snooze or to turn it off, and you can ask yourself in your head, how do I want to feel today? And that alone connects you with your multidimensional energy, puts you in a place of receiving. And regardless of what the answer is, some days for me it's creative or organized or focused or expectant or curious, right? It could be any number of things, but it's probably going to be a positive feeling, which puts you in that open receiving space. So all good things. How do I want to feel today before you've even opened your eyes and you're starting off the day really well? Number two, now you can also do this when in bed, is appreciate. So I do try to do this in bed, and I also do it before I go to sleep at night. What is on my mind that I'm appreciating lately? It doesn't have to be big. It can be my cats, the smell of flowers in the air, the warmth outside in the summertime, the beautiful desk that I got that was not expensive, the plants in my home, the zucchini growing on the squash plant, anything, any little thing whatsoever, and any big thing. But I think it tends to be these smaller things that really go in for us because they don't have resistance. Big things tend to be a little more complicated, so don't force yourself to appreciate anything that's not easily coming to mind. So appreciate that. Puts you in the place of receiving more things to appreciate. So obviously, if you have an easy time appreciating money, specifically appreciating abundance, that will go a long way as well. So easy thing to do, totally free, only takes a few moments, and is definitely a big hitter when it comes to allowing in more abundance. Number three is meditate. I'm specifically talking about clearing your mind. So meditating to your breath, to white noise, focusing on one thing in order to stop the mind from thinking. Because what that does is it stops resistance, it stops negative momentum, and it gives you a chance to catch up with yourself. It gives you a chance to actually flip over into the momentum that your higher self has, which is always positive. It gives you an easier time. It gives you a break. Have you ever thought in your life, God, I just wish I could take a break. I wish I could catch a break. That is what meditation gives you, and so much more. There's definitely a place for guided meditation, which we're actually going to talk about next. But this one is important. 10, 20 minutes a day of silence or white noise, something where you can detach and feel the connection to your higher self. This usually takes me a few minutes to get there. My mind will be very active for a little while, and then I'll just sink into this feeling of detachment but connection. I'll get a smile on my face. I'll start to feel relaxed. My face will relax, and I'll notice oh wow, I was holding tension in my body. Meditating to white noise, to your breath, so beneficial. Okay, we already mentioned it. Meditating to guided meditations. This is also really helpful. Deepak Chopra and Oprah have one together that's available on the Oprah app, and I listen to that when I remember to. It's a 30-day thing, and it's very gentle. It's very short. It's structured. It's easy to listen to. He has a great voice, and I find that to be really soothing. I also like the Abraham Hicks meditations. There's one specifically about abundance, and it's really good. I like to listen to that one before I go to sleep at night. there's just something about it. It just eases me into the evening, into falling asleep, and I found it to be really helpful. So whatever your choice is, a guided meditation can be really wonderful in helping you focus and allow abundance, but I wouldn't use it in place of the stopping to think meditation. That's the heavy hitter. Okay, number 5 is movement. There is just something to moving your body, getting your energy going. It gets you out of stagnancy from your body and your mind. It helps your energy to flow. There's something physiological that happens with your hormones when you get going, your neurotransmitters. You just kind of come to life when you move. You don't have to go running. You don't have to do anything strenuous, but even just like walking to the mailbox, going down and getting a cup of tea, something to move your body, see a different space, let your senses be enriched in a new environment, really does help. I specifically find slower forms of yoga to be extremely beneficial when I'm looking to open and expand, because they can help your body get into those places that don't get stretched very often, and stretching the body, stretching the mind, expanding yourself and your results, your rewards from life. It's really something to that. So yin yoga is definitely a favorite of mine, but I love hiking. I love being in nature for anything. You get just such a full experience. I love the smells of the trees and the texture under my feet that's different. I love the sounds of water coming up from a head. There's definitely a lot of benefits to movement outdoors, but it's not necessary. So if you're ever looking to just change things up a little bit, you feel like you need a little bit of a jolt, you're in a funk, do some movement. It will definitely help. Number 6 is Daydream. And I really like how Abraham Hicks talks about daydreaming as something you're receiving. It's not something you're conjuring yourself. Receiving the daydream, putting yourself in the position to get a glimpse into your vortex, get a glimpse into your future. That's how I like it. That's how it feels best to me. When I try to conjure a daydream because I'm thinking I need one, or like trying to create a vision board and I'm not really in that zone, it can feel like trying too hard, and that's a closed state that is not going to allow abundance. So daydreaming should feel open, it should feel easy breezy, should feel good, no effort involved there, and it's really fun to do. So I like to daydream after my meditation because I'm in that open receptive space already. I've already got my eyes closed usually, and that's how I like to do it. And you can just have the intention, like, okay, higher self, I would like to receive a daydream right now, and just see what happens. You can also do that, but journal about it instead of trying to see it or feel it or experience it some other way. I know there are a lot of journalers out there who can just kind of have an intention and then let the stream of consciousness go, and that could be another great way to receive a daydream. Number 7 is similar. It is be creative. So after you're done journaling your daydream, maybe you want to write a story, maybe you want to write a poem, do a little painting, do a little intuitive art, which we'll actually get to at the end. Being creative can only happen in the open and receiving state, because our creation, our creative mind, we're channeling ourselves in that creative state, and doesn't it just feel really good? So I need to remind myself to be creative more often, even though I feel like it's like my natural state is being creative. But I too get bogged down watching other people's content and reading other people's books and teaching and making videos like this. And so for me to like go into that deep creative zone, I definitely remind myself to go there as often as I can, because there's nothing like it. It is so regenerative, and you're even producing something. Whether or not you share it, it is a beautiful space to be in. Very, very helpful to abundance. Number 8, check your thoughts. I do this throughout the entire day. It is really like when I'm having a thought that doesn't serve me, I pay attention and I challenge it. You know, we all have old stories running in our heads, and if we leave them unchecked, that will perpetuate. You know, we'll continue to live out that story. So this is a great way to just remind yourself, okay, I'm going to challenge my thoughts if they don't feel good, and I know that thoughts that don't feel good aren't true. So whether they have to do with abundance or not, everything's related. So just make sure that you're not letting old stories perpetuate, you're pausing, and you are reevaluating what is going through your head, because that will help you so much. You'll feel so much more empowered after you take the story back. Number 9 is to look at your numbers. Now, I know this can feel a little uncomfortable if you aren't in the place you want to be in, or if you have a lot of debt, if you have a lot of story around the number that's in your accounts. But I have found that if you can make it a positive and just say, okay, I'm just going to know where I'm at. I'm going to know what the truth is in this moment, knowing that my greater truth is unlimited. There was a really good part of Busting Loose from the Money Game where Robert Scheinfeld talks about looking at your numbers, but knowing that whether they're amazing, millions of dollars, or negative, it doesn't define you. You are not defined by that number. And that can be so freeing. So instead of being afraid of your numbers or worried about the numbers or seeing them go up and down and it having a negative reaction in your body, you are not your numbers, so don't let them define you. And if you can, divorce the bodily feeling from the actual number, and you will find it's so much easier to let more money in. Because if you are fixated on a negative feeling regarding your money, you're not going to be able to let more in. So this is a really big one. Challenge, divorce yourself from the numbers, calibrate, you know, this doesn't define me, this is just the starting point, this is just where I am, my true abundance is unlimited. Install those beliefs instead of whatever's happening when you're looking at your numbers if it's negative. Number 10 is to do more things that you love. This is huge because when you're doing what you love, kind of like when you're being creative, you are building a huge bank of energy on this planet that is your higher self, your multidimensional energy. You are merging with your vortex, you're merging with what you've asked for, and therefore it must appear. So where is the shortcut to abundance? It is this. It is doing what you love, because when you're doing what you love, not only are you feeling good in the moment, you're allowing all the solutions to any other problems you might be having in. You're literally putting yourself in the solution place, in the allowing place, in the abundance place. So make a list. What do I feel best doing? What thoughts feel best to me? What do I talk about that lights me up? Just make a huge list of everything that you enjoy, everything that you love, and then try to incorporate those things into your life more often. You might have to schedule them at first until they get to be more natural for you. The more time you spend in solution mode, in open receiving mode, doing what you love, the easier life gets all across the board. And I mean, I just highly recommend it. It is a fantastic way to live. So it's worth making the time if you can. It's worth starting small if that's all you have. And you will notice that it gives you more energy. So it's not like putting another thing on your plate that you have to do. It is a period of respite and renewal that will fuel you for the rest of your day. And finally, number 11, do intuitive art. Whenever I have a question about how to make more money, get more clients, do more things that I love, monetize something weird, like an alien, I ask intuitive art. It is so simple, and it gives me all the answers that I need. You can see these drawings this is a financial one. And this is just about a single project that I'm working on. But there is literally no question off limits because you're talking to your own higher self, which has access to everything, all your future income, everything you've amassed vibrationally. It's not bound by time or space. You literally have source at your fingertips. So why not use it? Intuitive art is an amazing way to get clarity on any subject whatsoever, including money. In fact, our free class is all about your next step to allowing in more abundance. So if you haven't checked that out yet, it's at intuitiveartclass.com. There's also a link below. You can also go to our website, intuitiveart.com, and the free class link is right there. So talk to your higher self, right? Ask the place that has the information, how do I let in more abundance? What's my first step? What's my next step? How do I make this amount per month? How do I allow this in, right? There's nothing off limits, so ask away. 11 ways to increase your abundance. And are they all free except for buying some of the meditations? That is a deal, right? So you're already in the positive once you have your first penny show up. I love that. And that's really the key to all of this, is it's simple, it's within us, it's innate. We are supposed to be abundant. We're supposed to be overflowing with joy and love and excitement. So claim that for yourself, go get it. And if you love intuitive art, definitely check out our certification, because you can help spread clarity all around the globe to your future clients. So check it out, intuitiveart.com/certification for more information, and maybe I'll see you in there. All right, lots of love for now. Bye.